have you ever noticed how exhausted you feel after spending your entire life trying to keep everyone else happy? You answer every message, meet every expectation, carry every burden, and say yes even when your heart is screaming no. You tell yourself that being selfless is noble, that sacrificing your own needs is the right thing to do. Yet somehow, despite all your efforts, you feel drained, unseen, and disconnected from yourself. The strange truth is that many people spend years searching for peace while abandoning the very person who needs their care the most. They pour water into everyone else's cup while their own remains empty. Tao Wisdom teaches something radically different. It says that harmony does not begin when you fix the world around you. It begins when you return to yourself. The moment you stop betraying your own needs, your mind becomes calmer. Your relationships become healthier. Your energy returns, and life starts to heal in ways you never expected. What if the real reason you feel stuck is not because you have failed others, but because you have forgotten yourself? From the Taoist perspective, nature never apologizes for being itself. The river does not feel guilty for flowing. The tree does not seek permission to grow. The sun does not ask whether it deserves to shine. Yet human beings often spend their lives doing exactly the opposite. From a young age, many people are taught to seek approval before they trust themselves. They learn to measure their worth through praise, acceptance, and validation. Over time, they become experts at reading the needs of others while losing touch with their own. This creates an invisible wound. The more you ignore yourself, the more disconnected you become from your inner nature. Tao Wisdom calls this separation a movement away from the natural path. When you constantly abandon your own truth, life begins to feel heavy because you are forcing yourself to live against your authentic nature. The irony is that prioritizing yourself is not selfish. It is an act of alignment. It means listening to your inner voice before the noise of the world. It means honoring your energy instead of endlessly depleting it. When you begin treating yourself with the same kindness you freely offer others, something remarkable happens. Your resentment starts to fade. Your emotional exhaustion begins to lift. A quiet sense of peace returns, not because your problems disappear overnight, but because you are no longer fighting against yourself. The healing begins the moment you decide that your own well-being matters too. Most people believe healing begins when external circumstances improve. They think they will finally feel at peace when they earn more money, find the right relationship, gain recognition, or solve every problem surrounding them. But Tao Wisdom points in a completely different direction. It teaches that suffering often grows when we become attached to controlling things outside ourselves. The more tightly we cling to outcomes, the more anxiety we create. This is why many people remain exhausted even after achieving what they once desperately wanted. Their external world changes, but their inner conflict remains. Think about how often you ignore your own feelings because you are focused on managing everyone else's reactions. You worry about disappointing people. You fear judgment. You constantly adjust yourself to fit expectations. Slowly, you begin carrying emotional weight that was never yours to carry. The result is stress, resentment, and a feeling that life is becoming harder with each passing year. The Tao teaches the principle of effortless alignment. This does not mean doing nothing. It means stopping the unnecessary struggle against your own nature. Imagine trying to swim against a powerful river. No matter how strong you are, you will eventually become exhausted. But when you turn and move with the current, your energy is no longer wasted in resistance. The same thing happens in life. When you stop forcing yourself to be who everyone else wants you to be, an incredible amount of energy returns to you. Prioritizing yourself means releasing the need to earn your worth through constant sacrifice. It means understanding that your value is not determined by how much you give away. The moment you stop carrying responsibilities that do not belong to you, your mind becomes lighter, your heart becomes quieter. The pressure begins to dissolve. Healing starts because you are finally allowing yourself to live in harmony with who you truly are instead of who others expect you to be. Another lesson hidden within Tao Wisdom is that every healthy relationship begins with a healthy relationship with yourself. Many people spend years searching for love, respect, and understanding from others while secretly neglecting themselves. They tolerate disrespect, ignore their own boundaries, and silence their needs because they fear rejection. Ironically, the more they abandon themselves, the more disconnected and unfulfilled they become. People often assume that putting themselves first will damage their relationships. In reality, the opposite is usually true. When you constantly sacrifice your own well-being, resentment quietly grows beneath the surface. You may continue smiling, helping, and giving, but inside there is frustration. Part of you feels unseen because your needs are never acknowledged. Over time, this hidden resentment weakens relationships and creates emotional distance. Tao Wisdom teaches balance. Nature itself operates through balance. Day and night support each other. Activity and rest complement each other. Giving and receiving exist together. When one side dominates, harmony is lost. Human relationships follow the same principle. If you only give and never receive, eventually your spirit becomes depleted. Prioritizing yourself means creating healthy boundaries. It means recognizing when your energy needs restoration. It means saying no when necessary and understanding that protecting your peace is not an act of selfishness. It is an act of wisdom. The people who genuinely care about you will benefit from the healthiest version of you, not the most exhausted version of you. As you begin respecting your own needs, something powerful happens. You stop seeking validation from every person you meet. You become less reactive to criticism. You develop a quiet confidence that comes from self-respect. Instead of chasing acceptance, you start living from authenticity. And when authenticity replaces approval-seeking, relationships become more honest, more peaceful, and far more meaningful. This is one of the deepest forms of healing that Tao Wisdom reveals. One of the greatest misunderstandings in modern life is the belief that constant productivity equals worth. People push themselves beyond their limits, believing that rest must be earned. They fill every moment with activity because slowing down feels uncomfortable. Yet Tao Wisdom reminds us that nature never rushes, and still everything is accomplished. The seasons do not compete with one another. The flowers do not force themselves to bloom before their time. Everything unfolds according to its nature. When you neglect yourself for too long, your body and mind begin sending signals. Fatigue appears, anxiety increases, motivation fades, joy becomes difficult to access. These are not signs of weakness. They are messages asking you to return to balance. Unfortunately, many people ignore these signals. Instead of listening, they push harder. Instead of resting, they demand more from themselves. Instead of healing, they continue the cycle of exhaustion. Prioritizing yourself means learning to honor these messages. It means understanding that rest is not laziness. Reflection is not wasted time. Silence is not unproductive. Some of the most important transformations happen when you stop forcing solutions and allow clarity to emerge naturally. The Tao teaches that wisdom often appears in stillness. When the water of a lake is disturbed, it becomes impossible to see clearly. But when the water becomes calm, everything beneath the surface is revealed. The same is true for your life. When you are constantly overwhelmed by obligations, expectations, and distractions, you lose connection with your inner wisdom. But when you create space for yourself, answers begin to appear. You understand what truly matters. You recognize what is draining your energy. You gain the courage to release what no longer serves you. This is why prioritizing yourself is such a powerful act of healing. It gives your mind room to breathe. It gives your heart permission to recover. And it allows you to reconnect with the person you were before the world convinced you that your value depended on endless sacrifice. The deepest lesson of Tao Wisdom is that healing is not something you chase. It is something you allow. Many people spend years trying to force happiness, force success, force love, and force inner peace. Yet the harder they chase, the further these things seem to move away. The Tao teaches a different approach. Instead of forcing life, align with it. Instead of fighting yourself, support yourself. Instead of abandoning your needs, honor them. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack every day for years. At first, you barely notice the weight, but over time, it affects every step you take. Eventually, you become so accustomed to the burden that you forget what it feels like to walk freely. This is how many people live. They carry guilt, people-pleasing habits, unrealistic expectations, and emotional exhaustion. They believe these burdens are normal because they have carried them for so long. The moment you choose yourself, you begin setting that weight down. Not all at once, but little by little. Each boundary removes a burden. Each moment of self-respect removes another. Each decision to honor your well-being creates more space for peace. Over time, life begins to feel lighter. Not because challenges disappear, but because you are no longer carrying unnecessary suffering. True healing is not becoming someone new. It is returning to who you were before fear, guilt, and external expectations pulled you away from your natural path. The Tao calls you back to yourself. It reminds you that peace is not found in endless striving. It is found in alignment with your own nature. If there is one lesson to remember from this wisdom, Let it be this: choosing yourself is not an act of selfishness, it is an act of balance. It is an act of self-respect. It is an act of healing. The world teaches you to constantly look outward for approval, validation and fulfillment, but Tao Wisdom gently points inward. It reminds you that the relationship you have with yourself shapes every other part of your life. So stop apologizing for protecting your peace. Stop feeling guilty for resting when you are tired. Stop believing that your needs matter less than everyone else's. The moment you begin treating yourself with the same compassion, patience, and understanding that you offer others, everything starts to change. Your mind becomes calmer, your heart becomes lighter, your relationships become healthier, your energy returns, and most importantly, you rediscover the person you were always meant to be. Remember, most people learn this too late, but you do not have to wait. You can begin today. You can choose yourself today. And when you do, healing will no longer feel like something distant. It will become the natural result of finally coming home to yourself. If this message resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments and let others know what part spoke to you the most. And if you are on a journey of self-mastery, inner peace and timeless wisdom, subscribe to Wisdom Beyond Time for more insights inspired by ancient teachings. Until next time, protect your peace, honor your path, and remember that your greatest responsibility is not to become someone else. It is to become fully yourself.